Now, that's a sheet of ivory.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And this is a sheet of ivory. Where the hell do you get a piece of ivory that size?
I don't know.
Okay?
I guess in your case.
Seriously, how are you going to get a piece of ivory? How are you going to get a piece of ivory that large out of a tusk that's empty inside?
I don't know.
Okay, there is no large areas you can cut out, right? This is how they do it. You look. We're going to look at the tusk from this end, okay? And it looks like this if you look at it, right?
Uh-huh.
It's going to have a hole in it for the blood and marrow, okay? This is where it comes from. You can only get these large pieces from old-growth elephants.
Old-growth elephants?
Old growth.
Old-growth elephants.
Old elephants.
So they have to be around 50, 60 years old?
I don't know what the life expectancy is, but they're not around because you can only find young elephants because they poached the ones for the large
And
tusks.
so the younger elephants, more of that
they don't get their tusks developed. They don't live long enough.
I see.
To get mass, to get large ivory. So even at the widest part, they do it like this. And as they slice this progressively, they get progressively smaller slices, okay? So it's extremely difficult to even find an ivory that flat. Now, why is that painted? Why do they paint on ivory instead of on glass or ceramics or canvas or leather or wood? Why? Or vellum? Why? Why would they do it on ivory?
I bet you know.
Okay, because ivory does not absorb the paint material. It floats on top. So you can make fine lines and not
and they won't blur.
Won't run or blur. But there's a downside to that.
It won't penetrate.
It doesn't penetrate, so it will instantly rub off if you touch it.
So they put a lacquer over it?
No, you can't do that.
Well, what do they do to keep...
Nothing.
So you just always have to be careful?
Exactly. If a drop of water gets in there,
it
will instantly, the color floats right up. You can see the color.
So why don't they lacquer it?
They can't, because lacquer turns yellow.
Ah.
Okay? Okay? You know why they refinish wood? You know how they strip wood? You know why? Because the lacquer has turned dark. It's not the wood. The older the wood is, the darker the color. Okay? Because the lacquer has darkened. The wood never changes color. If you cut that piece of wood this way, it'll be natural color, blonde, skin color. Okay? So lacquer. So if you were to cover that, number one, the spraying process is going to ruin the paint anyway. The lacquer. Anything you put over it is going to wash off. It's water paint. Now, on this one, am I boring you?
Nope.
On this one, a tiny little border seeped in and it instantly lifted it off. Instantly. In other words, if you now, they worked on these in sweatshops with probably daylight, no air conditioning, no electricity. If a piece of little spittle, flew out of your mouth, or a drop of water fell from your forehead, a sweat, it would instantly ruin it. You can oil paint you can touch up because you can put layers, on watercolors. If you've got you cannot repair it. Okay, a little water seeped in there. You see that? It instantly lifted it off. Trying to find some damage on it, okay? You have to be very careful because a lot of the ivories are